As a queer trans person of color, statistics show that I am much more at risk for contracting HIV than most of you in this room. I am also more at risk of becoming homeless and of facing harassment, discrimination, and violence from strangers and from peers due to my sexuality, gender identity expression, and race. I work with the Happy Hippie Foundation, a nonprofit organization founded by my friend Miley Cyrus, to speak out, to support marginalized people like me who might not be as privileged as I am, and to end the stigma around issues such as queerness, transness, homelessness, and HIV/AIDS. One particular example of how this is happening, the Happy Hippie Foundation, in partnership with the MAC AIDS Fund, is implementing support groups for young transgender people living with HIV in Los Angeles and San Francisco. These groups create community and safe spaces in which people can share their experiences and confide in each other. Subjects that are difficult to tackle, such as gender, sexuality, and sex, don't seem as challenging or as intimidating when we create judgment-free environments to facilitate open dialogue. As a subject for Happy Hippie's most recent project, Insta Pride, a photo series that launched yesterday on Instagram, Time.com, and on Miley's personal Instagram account, for which Miley photographed me and other trans and gender non-conforming people, I am aware of the power of these safe spaces, as well as the significance of being surrounded by community. Happy Hippie is about knowing that we all, have the power to help one another, to lift each other up, and to share resources with one another so that everyone is able to live a healthy and happy life. Anything we do to make this world a better place, including helping to create an AIDS-free future, we can accomplish better together. And what's amazing is how huge together can become when one person with a platform decides to speak up. Every time I talk with Miley, I am amazed by her honesty and openness. She's one of those people who, whenever she speaks, I want to take her hand and say, me too. It's not that I agree with everything she says, it's that I can feel where she's coming from. When Miley speaks, she speaks from a place most people close themselves off to, her own heart. I see myself reflected in her because she makes the deepest parts of her accessible and brings what is buried in all of us to the surface. The desire to share love, a constant sense of wonder and excitement about this world and about life, and a belief that anything is possible when we are true to ourselves, when we open ourselves up to others, and when we help one another. I am inspired by the fact that she is not afraid to hold her heart in her hands or to share that heart with anyone who needs it. When I think about what Miley has accomplished, such as raising over $25 million for the MAC AIDS Fund as the current spokesperson for MAC's Viva Glam campaign, being a loyal and generous supporter of amfAR and the fight against AIDS, or starting a foundation that not only helps society's most marginalized populations, but rallies everyone to join in and do their part to make a change, I feel proud. Proud to know a person who uses her platform, power, and privilege to help those who do not have access to the same resources she does. Proud to know a person who not only knows when and how to speak up, but when and how to take action to create change. And proud to know a person who is not afraid to grow and to evolve while honoring and appreciating exactly who she is in the current moment. Distinguished guests, I am proud to present the amfAR Award of Inspiration, a timepiece by Harry Winston, to my amazing friend, Miley Cyrus.
Round and round and away we go. Round and round and away we go. 4x4 and away we go. High, not low and away we go. Round and away we go. And away we go. And away we go. 4x4 and away we go. High, not low and away we go. I'm a female rebel, can't you tell? Bang on the dashboard, just shifting now. Clean up the window, that's when I yell. Driving so fast, but to piss on myself.
Thank you very much. So I've been sitting here long enough. I've been watching everybody read off these weird futuristic mirrors that are right here. These are feeding everyone their words. They're weird and they make you look kind of like you're spacing out, which I already look like I'm doing. So I'm gonna not read that. And I'm gonna hold my paper, which I trust. Thank you, do it! So thank you so much, Tyler, thank you. I'm honored to have such a beautiful date tonight that speaks just as beautifully as they look. Thank you so much. As Tyler mentioned, we met when I was filming the backyard sessions for the launch of Happy Hippie, and I got the privilege to shoot this incredible subject for Happy Hippie's newest project, Insta Pride, that just launched yesterday, as Tyler just said, but I just had to get my plug in here since I'm in the room with people that have so much money, even though you couldn't tell after that last bit. I'm just kidding. But tonight is just so cosmic. You guys, I haven't been drinking tonight because I had to speak. Otherwise, that bidding would have got a lot more fun. But anyway, getting the Inspiration Award tonight is an honor that is unbelievable. Seriously, I didn't believe them when they told me that I got it because it seems just way too easy, and it seems as if there's no way that I have done nearly enough to be standing here on the receiving end of this honor. But I'm thinking of tonight as not celebrating what me and Happy Hippie have already done, but celebrating what we're going to do, what we plan on doing in the future. And tonight is not a finish line for us, but it's a starting point. And I want to work every day to do something good for somebody else so that I feel not only as if this honor has been wasted, but my life and all the influence that comes with it. And there are so many people around the world right now that deserve this recognition. And they've dedicated their lives to finding a cure for those living with HIV and AIDS, and they've used their voices to speak out against the brutal and unfair condemnation and abominable stigma that comes with this disease. And by receiving this award tonight, I promise to continue to fight along with such industrious army for a cure for this epidemic. Now, I'm not as short as Andy. I'm going to keep going, so just give me just a second. Now, there have been, granted, he got to go earlier, so all of us have drank a little bit less than my turn. But there have been too many families, friends, partners, and animals that have lost somebody that they cherish to this illness. Somebody that they want to say, I love you too, right now. And so I want all of us to do that for them. On the count of 3, I want everyone in this room to say, we love you, to the men, women, and children throughout the world that have died or are currently fighting for their lives because of HIV and AIDS. All right, ready? On the count of 3, we're all drunk enough to do this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, we love you! And it is so beautiful to hear all of you guys say these words to, unfortunately, people in these situations that don't hear it nearly enough. 1.6 million young people are homeless each year, and 40% of homeless young people identify as LGBT. This community is disproportionately affected by this disease, and discrimination can lead to homelessness. And once these young people are on the street, many young people find that exchanging sex for food, clothing, and shelter are their only chance of survival, putting them at a much greater risk for contracting HIV and AIDS. An inspiration, when I got this award, I'm not gonna lie, I Googled what inspiration actually means because it just seems like it just couldn't be possible that I was getting the Inspiration Award. But it's something that makes us feel or do something, especially something creative. And amfAR and their amazing team of researchers have used their inventiveness, their knowledge, to help extend, improve, and save the lives of countless people around the world with AIDS or vulnerable to the infection. amfAR has funded more than 3,300 grants to research teams around the world. In addition to research, amfAR's leadership also advances public policy, which is what Happy Hippie is trying to do, and has helped pass federal legislation to provide people living with HIV the access to care that they need and protect their own dignity and their rights. Now, my hero is not only, a classic entertainer, and an icon, but she is the founding international chairman of amfAR, Dame Elizabeth Taylor. Yes, she deserves that. She said that with celebrity comes responsibility. And she was an illustration of someone who committed to using their own power and fame to bring awareness to something so much greater than her own power and her own fame. And when I found out I was receiving this award, I thought about just dedicating this award to the admirable life of Elizabeth Taylor, but it was never about her. She always dedicated the spotlight to those in need, and she was a pioneer, and she spoke out against hypocrisy and discrimination, compassion, and care in a revolutionary time. And for many Americans, it was Elizabeth Taylor who brought the issue of AIDS into the general mainstream. She, with founding chairman Dr. Krim and a small group of physicians and scientists, united to form the American Foundation for AIDS Research, amfAR. Now, another woman who, even though she was unable to be here with us tonight, amfAR and anyone who has experienced, as I like to call her, the stone, knows that longtime supporter and campaign chair Sharon Stone is definitely here with us in spirit tonight, and possibly under the tables pickpocketing you at this very moment. Now, I'm still not, I'm not convinced it was the white wine last year that racked up my bill. But her braveness makes her one of amfAR's most effective spokespeople. This is going to make everyone in this room feel really cheap. At 2014 Cinema Against AIDS event, she helped raise a record of $35 million in a single evening. So don't be cheap tonight, people. Sharon's watching. She's got nanny cameras, your name, your address, your banking information, all that good stuff. But quickly, I'm going to wrap it up because I know we're all ready to get the fuck out. But chairman of the board, Mr. Kenneth Cole, where are you? I would love to say thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for honoring me tonight. And I look forward to what Happy Hippie and I can do in and for the future with you. And everyone on Team Happy Hippie, the future is a blank canvas, and I am surrounded by artists as devoted and benevolent as you. I am honored. And before I finish, I keep saying that, I swear I'm gonna shut the fuck up, but I just wanna say a few final thank yous. John Dempsey, and everyone at MAC Cosmetics, MAC AIDS, thank you so much for introducing me to amfAR and for using your immense brand for making such an impact on the future of HIV and AIDS and all those affected. I gotta be honest, as a little girl, it was not a dream of mine to be a face of a lipstick, but it was a dream of mine to change the world. So thank you very much. And as John Lennon once said, I use this quote way too often, but he said that a dream we dream alone is only a dream, but a dream we dream together is a reality. So thank you for making this a reality for me. My mom and dad, mostly my dad, and I think this is the first time we've actually hung out of the house in maybe 15 years. So you look handsome. I'm happy to have you here. And I just want to tell you how much I love you. And I'm gonna fucking cry like a loser. I just want to tell my parents I hope that this makes them proud and somehow makes up for all the shit that I do all the time. You are two of the most selfless people. And you have taught me and all my siblings how important it is to be there for those who need us. And how important it is to care about other people in their lives. So thank you for making me say that. And people say that they don't choose their family, but I choose my family every time. And I think that even if you weren't my mom and dad, I'd hope we'd still be in the room together looking for a cure. So thank you very much. One of my favorite quotes from another heroine of mine, Audrey Hepburn. She said, as you grow older, you'll realize that you have two hands. You've got one for helping yourself and one for helping other people. And thank you for instilling that in me and making me really know that that's true. Because if I know anything after doing this for however 10 years I've been doing this, nothing means shit except fucking helping people. That's the only thing that makes us feel like we've really accomplished anything at all. I hope one day that I'm here on Earth to experience an AIDS-free world, and I'm honored to even have been a twinkle in the diamond sky of this dream that one day is going to be a reality for me and my kids and their future kids and their future kids. This is a horrible disease, and outside of this room there are millions of people, young and old, of all races and genders, who are willing and waiting for a cure. But this illness, it's brought us all together tonight. And for that, I feel thankful. I feel so grateful to be in a room with so many people that care. Because unfortunately, that's just too rare in this world that we live in today. And maybe that's why it's so easy for me to be standing up here receiving this inspiration award tonight. Again, this privilege is an honor, and amfAR, I will not let this, my life, your dedication, your hard work, and all these valuable souls that are being affected by HIV and AIDS go to waste. We will continue to fight against judgment, and we will find a cure for HIV/AIDS. So thank you very much for having me be a part of that, and I love you very much. Thank you.